Why the world says no to American food, banned products exposed. What if I told you that some of your favorite American snacks are considered so dangerous that entire countries have banned them? That's right, while Americans munch on colorful candies, processed bread, and fizzy sodas, the rest of the world is saying absolutely not to these products. Today, we're exposing the shocking truth about American foods that are banned in other countries, and trust me, some of these will blow your mind. From your childhood favorites to everyday staples, we're diving deep into why the world thinks American food is too dangerous to eat. But before we start this mind-blowing journey, smash that subscribe button if you love learning shocking food facts, and drop a comment telling us which banned American food surprised you the most. Now let's discover what makes America's favorite food so unwanted overseas. Let's start with everyone's favorite rainbow candy, Skittles. You know, the ones that make you taste the rainbow. Well, turns out that rainbow might be more like a warning sign. Ever since Skittles hit the shelves, rumors about their dangers have been swirling around. Maybe you've heard someone claim the red ones cause infertility, or the yellow ones give you cancer. Here's the shocking truth, they weren't entirely wrong. The dyes Yellow 5 and Yellow 6, which give Skittles their vibrant colors, are scientifically linked to hyperactivity in children. Sweden and Norway took this so seriously that they've already banned Skittles completely. But wait, it gets worse. There's also titanium dioxide, an ingredient that makes those colors really pop and look irresistible. Sounds harmless, right? Wrong. This chemical has been linked to DNA damage and cancer in multiple studies. The European Union is now preparing to phase out Skittles entirely because of these health concerns. Even the United States is slowly waking up to this reality. California actually launched a lawsuit claiming that Skittles are unsafe for human consumption. When your own country starts questioning your candy, you know something's seriously wrong. So next time you're craving that rainbow, maybe reach for some Swedish fish instead. At least they're not banned anywhere yet. Bread, that's basically yoga mats. Now let's talk about something even more basic, bread. Americans absolutely love their sandwich loaves, consuming billions of slices every year. But here's something that will make you check your pantry immediately. Most European countries have banned common US bread additives. The main culprit is azodicarbonamide, a chemical used to bleach flour and strengthen dough. This might sound technical and harmless, but here's the kicker. It's also the exact same chemical found in yoga mats and shoe soles. Yes, you heard that right. Americans are literally eating the same stuff that makes their workout equipment. European regulators aren't having any of it. The EU has completely banned this chemical because they're not too keen on their citizens munching on bread made with industrial-grade chemicals. Can you blame them? This chemical is used in over 500 food products in America, from hamburger buns to pizza dough. While the FDA claims it's safe in small amounts, the rest of the world disagrees. When you're eating chemicals that belong in a gym, maybe it's time to reconsider your bread choices. The crazy part, American bread companies know how to make bread without these chemicals. They do it for their European exports. They just choose not to for the American market. Let's move on to something that'll make bacon lovers everywhere question their life choices. Americans consume around 67 pounds of pork per person each year. That's more than a pound per week, but there's a dirty secret hiding in that bacon. Ratopamine is a chemical added to pig feed to bulk up the animals and create more meat. Sounds efficient, right? Well, this efficiency comes at a cost that over 160 countries refuse to pay. The European Union, China, and Russia haven't allowed US pork for years due to serious health concerns. We're talking about heart palpitations, muscle spasms, and other terrifying side effects in humans who consume this chemically enhanced meat. Here's what's really shocking. Ratopamine was originally developed as an asthma medication for humans but was deemed too dangerous. So naturally, the solution was to put it in our food supply instead. This logic is so backwards it would be funny if it wasn't so serious. China, the world's largest pork consumer, completely refuses American pork because of this chemical. When a country that feeds over 1 billion people says your meat is too dangerous, maybe it's time to listen. The irony: American farmers can produce pork without ratopamine. They just choose not to because it's more profitable to use the chemical. It's literally profits over people's health. Now we're getting into something that sounds like it belongs in a swimming pool, not on your dinner plate. Chlorine-washed chicken. This is America's approach to food safety, and spoiler alert, the rest of the world thinks it's absolutely ridiculous. The process is exactly what it sounds like. American chicken is literally bathed in chlorine solutions to kill bacteria before it reaches your plate. The EU has banned this practice, but not because chlorine itself is highly dangerous. The real issue is much more disturbing. European regulators argue that chlorine washing is just a band-aid solution that masks much deeper problems. We're talking about contaminated feed, unsanitary living conditions for poultry, and poor farming hygiene standards. Instead of fixing these root problems, America just dunks everything in chlorine and calls it clean. It's like having a dirty kitchen, and instead of cleaning it properly, you just spray everything with disinfectant. The EU prefers to prevent contamination from the start, rather than trying to clean it up afterwards with chemicals. The most frustrating part, this chlorine washing process can actually make chicken less safe by creating antibiotic-resistant bacteria. So not only are you eating chlorine-soaked meat, but you're also potentially creating superbugs that could be deadly in the future. European chickens are raised in cleaner conditions from day one, eliminating the need for chemical baths. It's a concept called prevention is better than cure. Apparently, that's too revolutionary for American food producers. Let's talk about America's favorite radioactive-looking soda, Mountain Dew. This neon green beverage has been fueling gamers and extreme sports enthusiasts for decades, but Austria and Norway have said absolutely not to this liquid energy. The main culprit is yellow 5, also known as tartrazine. This artificial dye is linked to headaches, hyperactivity, and a whole host of other side effects. It's exactly the kind of over-caffeinated, hyper-lifestyle ingredient that Mountain Dew embraces in their marketing. But here's what's really interesting. You might still find Mountain Dew in parts of Europe, but it's a completely different, much tamer version of the original soda that was created in 1940s Tennessee. European Mountain Dew is basically Mountain Dew's responsible older sibling who went to college and got their life together. The original American formula contains so many artificial additives and chemicals that it's basically a science experiment in a bottle. We're talking about enough caffeine to power a small vehicle, artificial colors that could glow in the dark, and enough sugar to send a horse into a coma. The fact that other countries can enjoy a safer version of Mountain Dew while Americans get the full chemical experience really says something about food safety priorities. Little Debbie's big problem. If you grew up in America, you probably have fond memories of Little Debbie Swiss rolls, those chocolate-covered, cream-filled treats that made school lunches bearable. But Austria and Norway looked at these innocent-looking snacks and said, absolutely not. The problem? These seemingly harmless treats are loaded with artificial dyes like yellow 5 and red 40. Studies have shown that these chemicals can cause hyperactivity in children and may actually damage white blood cells. We're talking about snacks that are literally marketed to kids. In Europe, Swiss rolls come with warning labels for parents, much like cigarette packs. Imagine opening a snack cake and seeing a warning that says, may cause hyperactivity in children. That's the European reality for these American treats. The most disturbing part is that these artificial dyes serve no purpose other than making the food look more appealing. They don't add flavor, they don't preserve the food, they just make it look prettier while potentially damaging your health. European versions of similar snacks use natural colorings like beetroot juice or turmeric. The food might not be as vibrantly colored, but at least it won't send your kids bouncing off the walls or damage their blood cells. Here's one that'll shock you. Special K, one of the so-called healthy breakfast options, is banned in Denmark and heavily criticized across the EU. Yes, the cereal that markets itself as a diet-friendly, nutritious choice is considered too dangerous for European consumption. The issue isn't what you might expect. It's the fortified vitamins and minerals that are considered excessive by European standards. The artificial nutrient levels are so high that the cereal actually qualifies as a genetically modified organism, GMO, in Europe. These sky-high artificial nutrient levels are linked to potential health risks, especially for children and pregnant women. When you're pumping so many synthetic vitamins into a cereal that it becomes classified as a GMO, maybe you've gone too far. The irony is incredible. A cereal that markets itself as healthy is actually banned for being too artificially enhanced. It's like creating a natural product that's so processed it's no longer considered food. European cereals focus on natural nutrition from whole grains rather than artificial fortification. The concept is simple. Get your nutrients from real food, not from chemicals sprayed onto processed grain flakes. Let's end with some examples that have more to do with politics than health, but are equally fascinating. Coca-Cola, available in over 200 countries worldwide, has been banned in North Korea and Cuba for decades. The ban isn't because of health effects, it's because of Coke's symbolic ties to American capitalism. Cuba even developed their own version called Cuba-Cola, though black market Coke still circulates for those willing to pay premium prices. Then there's the curious case of M&Ms in Sweden. The famous melts-in-your-mouth, not-in-your-hands candy is banned not because of health concerns, but because of a legal dispute with a local Swedish brand that features a similar lowercase m logo. Swedish courts ruled the resemblance too close, keeping M&Ms off shelves entirely. It's fascinating how food bans can be about health, politics, or even trademark disputes. Each ban tells a story about cultural values and priorities. So there you have it, American foods that are banned around the world, and the shocking reasons why. From rainbow candies full of cancer-causing chemicals to bread made with yoga mat materials, it's clear that America's approach to food safety is unique. The pattern is clear. While America focuses on treating problems after they occur, like chlorine washing chicken, other countries focus on preventing problems in the first place. It's two completely different philosophies about food safety and public health. What's most disturbing is that American food companies know how to make safer products. They do it for international markets all the time. They just choose not to for American consumers. So which one of these banned American foods would you miss the most? Are you shocked by any of these revelations? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this eye-opening deep dive into international food bans, make sure to subscribe for more shocking food facts and check out our other videos about global food culture. Remember, knowledge is power, especially when it comes to what you're putting in your body.